We wanted to make a quick review of the Valspar porch floor and patio oil paint from Lowe's. We found that it takes a lot longer to cure than what it says on the can, and for a little bit I was worried I would have to sand it down or chemically remove it and start over. In the end, it did cure and it looks pretty good. To start out, make sure you shake and stir the heck out of the paint. If you have a paint store nearby, it would be best to have the paint put in a paint shaker. I used a cheap paintbrush to apply it to the small landing, but would use a roller for a larger area. It didn't really leave any brush stroke marks when applying in thin coats. And it is still tacky, almost to the point where when you touch it, you get paint on your finger. So that's been about 15, 16 hours. We got a fan going on it now, trying to get increased ventilation over it. In addition to the fan, set up the dehumidifier here, just to try to dry out the area a little bit more. Alright, so we're at about 30 hours now, and on the new concrete, the paint is pretty well cured, but on the old concrete where there was already some paint, it's still a little bit tacky, but it is starting to harden up just a little bit. So 3.5 days later, this coat that I was worried that wasn't going to dry finally dried. It's cured. There's still some tacky spots around here, mostly on the old concrete. So on the new concrete, it cured probably in about maybe 2 days, 48 hours. And on the old concrete, it cured in roughly 3, some spots even 3.5 days for it to fully cure. And now that it's fully cured, it's like a nice smooth finish. I can touch it. There's no tackiness at all. So now we're finally ready to put on a second coat. Okay, so for cutting in on the edges, I like to use just a little cheap artist paintbrush that you can get at any store. And I actually like to not use blue tape, blue painter's tape. And then I'm able to just cut in right to that edge. If you use the painter tape, some of that paint can end up getting underneath the edge and kind of have a capillary effect and move it up the wall. 5 or 6 days total to get this pretty cured. And we'll leave it a little bit longer to make sure it cures fully before there's any real foot traffic over it. It's pretty slick. Definitely want to put down some sort of carpet on this because you could definitely see somebody slipping over this. They also say you can put texturizer in between coats. So that'd be something else I might consider if I was going to do this over a huge space like your garage. You could do it. I just feel like if this gets wet at all, you are going to slide. It's going to be slicker than snot. So other than that, it's a really nice, smooth, hard surface. Should last a while. Let's see. If you have any questions, post them below. And if you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button or give it a like.